reading. I still hope that you continue to leave comments. Hope everyone goes back and watches the replay and leave comments as well. Okay, moving on.
So now we're coming to our next segment, our regular sharing from Victor and Janet. And today they're going to talk about the love that melts the ice. Let's welcome them. Dear Master Bo, and family all over the world, hello everyone. It's time for us to meet again. Today I'll take you to a cold but very warm place. 2023 December, the plane carried us landing in Beijing. And you can tell we are experiencing heavy snowfall for several days. The snow in the city was so thick, indicating extremely cold temperature. We returned to Beijing because the next day we were going to participate in a winter distribution event in Hebei province. However, looking at the continuous snowfall in North China for 2 days, accompanied by snow and a drop in temperature due to strong wind, the weather forecast issued warning for cold waves. The temperature was expected to reach its lowest, plummeting to minus 23 degrees Celsius, breaking the historical records. However, we still insist on going because we had made a promise to the villager. So early in the morning, around 4 o'clock, we took off. The night before, it was still snowing, and everywhere we go is covered with thick snow and ice. We proceed to the snow mountainous area. If you look at the scene, our team encounters slippery road. Yeah, due to the slippery road, the car skidded. So everyone had to push them with manpower. And the slush wet everyone's pants. It took us, instead of 2 hours, took us 4 hours to get to the destination. And look at this photo. You can recall the scene of people pushing carts forward during a visit in 1970. Master was pushing the bus back then. Compared to this picture, there's a lot of similarity. So we had to get out and push. It was a difficult journey, but we persisted. And there was still snow on the road. The volunteers were afraid that the people might slip, so they quickly came out to shovel the snow. Due to the weather condition, about 171 people register, but at the end, only 69 show up. With heavy snowfall and cold wave, the event took place outside. At this moment, the outdoor temperature was almost minus 19 degrees Celsius. Our team member also prepared hot meal porridge for the villager who come to collect supply. This warmed their heart too. And because the cold was a historical moment, never been this cold before. And when we gather them all indoor, we show them how to do some exercise because they complain there's leg pain, knee pain. So we took them to the rest area and just show them some exercise, probably can ease their pain. With the temperature dropping close to 20 degree below zero, both the distribution ceremony and distribution process itself take place outdoor. Volunteer accompany local residents as they read letters from the master with devout and respectful hands. Volunteer offer the supply of love. And no matter what, city volunteers still promote environmental protection anytime, anywhere. They make sure people do not smoke and then clean up the trash. And the box of material will quickly collect it and take back for recycling. This is a picture of Victor pick up the cigarettes butt from the floor. So during the direct distribution, volunteer assist the villager in collecting or transporting material. Seeing them take back a lot of rice, noodles, and oil made them very happy. For those elderly people who couldn't carry the material back, our volunteer also assists them nearby. You can see their happy face throughout these pictures. Walking on the snowy ice road, we felt warm and cold at the same time. 15 years. It's been 15 years since we doing this winter distribution. This is the director of the who's in charge of poverty alleviation in the village. He said Tzu has accompanied the people of E County with the heavy responsibility of love and dedication for 15 years. Bring not only material goods, but more importantly, the relentless spirit and aspiration for a happy and civilized life. Although this year is the last year of large-scale distribution, the connection with Tzu has not been stopped. In the future, they'll welcome volunteer to visit E County anytime. And this is me getting interviewed. I remember that back in the 2009, I participate. Right before I participate, I was discovered that my eyes has developed a condition. Many people say that I may go blind, but on the eve of setting out for the winter relief, I suddenly realized that since blindness might be inevitable, why not seize the opportunity before it happened? So this time was already the last chance. So I held out to the principle of seizing the moment. Speaking of the 15 years, I want to share some thoughts. Even my kids also came to help out with the winter distribution. We often shuttle between different places, but every year we participate in this distribution event. And since 2009, Tzu has been delivering warmth to the cold winter of E County. It, it was heavy snow back then, and it's also heavy snow again this time. Tzu volunteer have been accompanying locals with blessing for 15 years. Every year, volunteer not only provide winter supply to the local residents, but also specifically invite medical teams to provide medical services to the elderly who have difficulty accessing healthcare. They hope everyone can have a healthy and peaceful new year. I found some picture from the past 15 years that I'm going to share with you. Let's take a look back. In the past, we went to help property alleviation. You can see that their living condition of the villager back then. They live in houses made of mud walls with windows covered in wooden paper and walls covered in newspaper. When we visited in the summer, we could see clearly how they live. In the winter, they could burn wood inside for warmth. Life was hard, especially for the elderly. But later, with the government's help, you can see their house. They have cement houses with tile walls, and even the doors are elaborate. And there are heater inside too. And this is our volunteer teams. It was vast and extensive. We have volunteer not only just from Beijing, but also Taiwan, Northeast, and North China. Sometimes there were 300 to 400 people. Everybody lined up, walking in order. You could see the massive lined up volunteers, and we had to divide the distribution into zones. A- After each zone's distribution, there were hundreds of people in our circle. Every time there were several buses. And this is at the final, at the end of the distribution, we all circle and then doing happy songs and thank for everybody for coming. And over the years, the amount of material needed for winter distribution have been substantial, and the scene of distribution have been grand. And these are the goods, include noodle, rice, quilts. But and you can see that we're not just deliver those goods, but we also deliver warmth and care. And we prepare food outdoor with woods. These are massive pots in order to feed so many people. Every year, Janet is doing the hosting job, and she's also in charge of entertaining because most people have to wait outside and it was cold. So we always have to think of different activity to make sure that they still warm and their temperature is not dropping due to the weather. So what I want to say is that although it has been 15 years and it's always been cold in the winter, the cold doesn't come to mind when looking back. You can see that every year what we deliver is not just rice, noodle, oil, or quilts, but also warmth and care. See city volunteer from all over the world walk into these mountains. What echoes in our heart at this moment is the warm happiness. Because this connection has been long lasting, we have witnessed the transformation from poverty alleviation to rural revitalization, improving the lives of the villagers. City bring the warm blessing of master in the cold weather every year, allowing them to have a good year. This is the warm power that City has persisted in for 15 years in E County. So I'm happy that their living condition has improved. And this warm power will continue in Yi County, Hubei province. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share the warmth of Ciji Winter Distribution event over the past 15 years with everyone. I'm so touched to hear that Janet's story about how she found out about her eye condition 15 years ago. Instead of worry about her eye condition, she decided to join the volunteer force and go help out people at China. Please leave your messages. Please send us all your thoughts after you reading this story.